We are here. Okay, so here's the thing. I have to be honest. When I first heard about you guys, and to this day, I continue to murder your names. I obliterate your names.
That's okay.
Yeah, just can't seem to get it right. Can you guys help me? Okay, what are you guys' names for real?
Go. Ama.
Ama.
Yeah.
Spell that for me.
AMA.
I've been messing up AMA this whole time?
Like llama. Ama llama. Yeah. Yeah.
Shame on me.
I was bullied pretty bad. Dude, but it's not your fault. Like Sharon still like
Sharon
mixes
us up.
us.
No way.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've done that for years,
not-
and he still calls me
Yeah.
Imeh.
Yeah. And I'm Imeh. Yeah.
Imeh.
IMEH. Imeh.
Okay, but where do these names come from? Where did they derive from?
They're Nigerian. Yeah.
Get out of here.
So our dad was from Nigeria.
Okay.
Came over when he was 11,
Okay.
and then gave us those names.
From Nigeria.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so do you have family over here as well, or?
Yeah.
Okay, and And no accent at all from you guys. Like it's just like you.
So we were born here, raised here. We have a pretty.
But the
normal
family
accent.
though, didn't the accent get on you from the family?
I don't think that's. No.
We knew a little bit of Spanish when we were little, but that's because our mom. But then we went to like an English speaking school, and we were like, okay, we don't really understand the use for it.
Got
So
you.
then over time, we just forgot it.
Okay, so your mom's Spanish.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So this whole bike world, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you guys just started a new team.
Yeah.
What's the name of the team?
Imperium.
Imperium, which means
Power in Latin.
yes. Okay. All right. So has this been a desire of you guys since the very beginning, or just kind of like you guys kind of like, oh, let's just do it, or is it kind of like one day we will?
So this kind of started when I aged out of juniors.
Okay.
So I was racing for Lux, and after I left, I was like, okay, well, what are we gonna do for 2018?
Right.
And this was like a year and a half ago, because I was beginning to make plans for the upcoming year, because I had no idea what I was gonna do.
Right.
And then Sharon picked us up, so it kind of ended that whole.
Yeah, it was put on hold.
Yeah. So I'd already started reaching out to some people, like Dave Kosel. Back then he worked at 3T.
Yeah.
So it was gonna be kind of like a deal with me and Imeh racing like whatever we wanted to, and have the support of 3T.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to get a little bit of support from other companies, but I didn't really have any connections back then, because I had just staged out of juniors. I was a very private person.
Right.
And we didn't really make an effort to get to know other people outside of juniors in cycling. So getting to know all the sponsors and everything wasn't really a concern of ours.
Right.
We were just focused on riding our bikes and having fun.
It's actually pretty funny because when we were juniors, we didn't do a lot of racing here, because we were always racing in different states, different countries. So we would go to races and no one would know us. Like, who are these kids? What are they? Why are they doing good?
Yeah.
And we're like, dude,
Yeah.
we're good because you guys never see us.
Right.
It's hard for people to know about you locally when you're out racing bikes in Greenville, North Carolina,
Right.
or you're out in France, or you're out in the Netherlands.
Okay.
So that's why no one really knew who we were until we started racing more locally, and then people were like, "Oh, Imeh," or started doing group rides and stuff.
Okay.
So that's kind of how we started kind of emerging more into the community, getting to know some more adults.
Okay.
Because
Okay. So what is the where do you guys what do you guys goal now? I know you have the team. I know you have some sponsors. We'll get to the sponsors in a minute, because I want to know about who's actually believing in you guys and putting up some love. But what are you guys trying to do with your team? What is the goal of it?
Well, the goal of the team is to support people who don't exactly have the same avenues that we had racing for Lux. I mean,
Okay.
that's a primarily road team, and back then it was very difficult to get on it, but still easier than it is now. I mean, now you look at Lux and they're a team of national champions only.
Really?
And I mean,
I didn't know that.
yeah.
So it's basically like an all-star team.
It's basically an
That's
all-star.
it.
no one's ever going to beat them ever, is what you're saying.
It's very difficult.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Not all of them are national champions, but the bulk of them are national and world caliber.
Okay.
So
Okay.
trying to get onto a team like that isn't necessarily as easy as it was back then, and I want to be able to grow the team into something that is more diversified. I mean, Lux was primarily road.
Okay.
Well, not primarily. It was only road.
You mean diversified as far as discipline? So
Yeah.
Okay, so road, a little gravel, a little mountain, a little cross, a little.
Yeah, and it'll allow people to expand and find out what they want to do, because getting locked into a sport so young is like kind of restrictive, I think, for their mentality.
Yeah.
And allowing them to say, okay, you can race mountain, but you can also race road, and we'll support you here if we can, and we'll support you for gravel if you want to do something a little in between while still finding that adventure side.
Okay.
But yeah, it's also an avenue for us to funnel our athletes into, because Imperium Coaching is our coaching business, but it's a way for them to go under our supervision and see how they do at these bigger races.
Gotcha.
Because, I mean, without the team, a lot of them wouldn't even be able to go to these races, even though they do have a lot of talent.
Right.
They just wouldn't be able to get there because they don't have any support. So not only is it a way for us to continue racing, it's a way for us to support youth cycling and get more kids on bikes and seeing what they do and love.
So when you say your coaching business, like someone's got to be heading the coach aspect of it. So who would be more so like leading that part of it?
I think right now it's definitely Imeh, because I'm so caught up with everything. I have other things on my plate, and he's in his last semester of college, and he's focusing on what he's gonna do after that, and he has more time to spend with the athletes.
Gotcha.
So as of right now, he's taking on a lot more of the athletes that we have.
So he has coached you at some point.
No, not really. It's kind of we've gone through other coaches like Barney King, who is an excellent coach.
Okay.
And we've consulted with like Roy Nickman, Brandon Gritters, and all these other people. But for the most part, we've been doing self-coaching independently. So like he'll build his own plan.
Right.
I'll build my own plan, and we both know how we work.
Right.
So we can build a plan that's specific to us.
Okay, so are you saying because there's going to be a lot of disciplines on this team, or the avenues to explore these different disciplines, are you saying you're not going to really race that many crits this year?
I won't be racing as many crits. That's for sure, because I have other things on my plate in terms of racing and events that I want to attend.
Right.
But I'll be doing some crits. I want to see how Justin's team forms and seeing how they race. That'll be interesting.
Okay.
But as of right now, I'm not racing as many. I have my eye on a lot of gravel races.
Gravel races. Okay. So are you going to be pretty much on that same plan, or are you just kind
of... So the gravel races are a little bit longer. So it takes a different kind of training, and Ama has a little bit more time to dedicate to that kind of training. Okay. So for me, it's probably going to be more crits and finishing up the collegiate season. Okay. So it's a little bit lower caliber of like time required. So I'm a little bit more free to do that. And back on what he was saying about the coaching.
Yes.
Like, because I don't have as much structured training, I have the time to go spend on weekends and go riding with some of the clients and kind of doing that. So that kind of lets me be a little bit more flexible on my training.
Gotcha.
So yeah, that's kind of how.
Okay. So where you guys based out of? What side of town?
Ontario, California.
Oh wait, you're out the 210.
Yeah. So super close to the 60 and the 15.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that intersection.
Okay, so the Ontario race that I've done.
We're like
that's a mile from our.
No way.
Yeah. We ride there.
Yeah, we ride to the race. Yeah, it's super close.
Wow. I didn't even know. I thought you guys were in like Palos Verdes or somewhere out there.
No,
for some reason.
No, yeah.
Oh, I guess because of Sharon and Methods to Winning.
Yeah, that's where they're kind of based out of. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I want to go kind of off bike topic for a minute. You guys started riding bikes young.
12? Yeah.
12-ish?
Well, when you say 12, I mean not like just like riding around in the parking lot. I mean like you were like
racing.
Yeah.
Maybe like 13, 14.
Yeah.
Before then it was 12. We were like mountain biking. Didn't touch road till I was 15. 14,
Seriously,
15?
when he was 15.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so that way, so you're how many years older are you than him?
So I'm 18 months exactly to the day.
What?
Yeah. So my birthday is April 19th, and Ama's is October 19th.
Wait, hold on, man. How did that happen?
They time it right. I don't know. 9 months. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's weird, but it's easy to remember.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So a year and a half.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, a year and a half.
Exactly. Yeah.
Wow. All right. That's unusual.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, coincidence.
Yeah, that's nuts. Okay, so all right. So you're on bikes. What was the driving force behind you getting on the bike and being competitive? Like, where did that seed come from?
You can tell your story and then I'll tell mine.
Okay, yeah,
All right.
good one. So that's a good question. So before I started like cycling super competitively, I was running at high school.
Really?
Yeah, so I was running cross country. And this was I had only raced mountain bikes like a year before I started doing that.
Okay.
And I was just like, man, this is fun. I like this. Let me see what I can do to progress. And I didn't really have like a structure behind the progression. Like people had coaches and stuff like that. I had no idea. I was doing it for fun.
Okay.
I was in shape. I liked mountain biking. So that's kind of how it began.
Right.
But Lux was kind of the driving force and Roy was the driving force of like, okay, let me see how far I could take this.
Roy, what is?
So Roy's a director for Lux. Yeah,
Ah,
Olympian. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you said, "Hey, I'm going to get into this whole."
Yeah, I'm
Dang.
committed. Yeah. Well, so I got injured running. Like I was a good runner. I was like varsity. I was like 14 years old.
Okay.
I was a good runner.
All right.
But I just got injured. Like my hips weren't. My body is just fragile, I guess, for
Okay.
running.
Okay.
But all my ligaments and joints are perfect for riding bikes. I didn't get hurt, so
Okay.
I made a transition from I stopped running and just started focusing on riding bikes. Yeah.
So, when you started riding bikes, did it ignite something in him, or was was that his own?
So the beginning was I would go on hikes with my parents,
Yeah.
and I hated it because it
Why?
was super slow.
Oh,
And
okay.
I didn't like exercising.
Oh, you didn't like exercising.
Nope, I hated it. And yeah, so every time they wanted me to like get off the computer, I was like, I don't like the idea of this. So then they'd bring me out and I'd end up having a bad time. And then they're like, okay, you can either do this or you can ride a bike.
Oh man. Okay.
Bikes are faster, so let's do that.
Right.
And, like I had broken my arm skateboarding. Like this is the third time I broke my arm. So
Same one?
Yeah, it was always my left. Yeah.
What?
So
Because you would land like try to stop.
Yeah.
Ah. Okay.
Yeah. So like, I was thinking, okay, I'm not touching wheels for a long time.
Right.
I don't need to be on anything that's potentially dangerous.
Right.
So, that's what kind of started getting me really lazy and like I didn't really want to do anything.
Okay.
But getting out on a bike, I was like, okay, this seems like a better alternative than hiking.
Absolutely.
So I'm definitely gonna try this.
Okay.
And I had to learn how to ride a bike again, and I was like,
Oh, really?
Okay, what is happening? And the first ride we did was at Benelli because we were gonna do Chino Hill State Park, but the beginning climb was like too steep for me back then.
Right.
So they're like, "No, we'll take it easier. We'll do Benelli."
Okay.
And I remember, I had asthma growing up,
Okay.
and we hit the first hill.
Yeah.
And like now it takes me literally like 40 seconds to climb it.
Yeah.
And I almost like blacked out when I got to the top. And I was like, just keep going. Why am I so weak? And I was breathing so hard, and I was like, I can't see.
Right.
And then I get to the top, and I'm like, I think I'm gonna throw up. And then, so it was like that for legitimately 2 hours.
Oh
I
my
was like,
God.
this was the hardest ride, and it was probably only like 6 miles.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I don't like this.
Right.
And
No, wait. At this point on this ride, were you with your parents as well?
yeah.
Oh, you're blacking out with your parents?
They were dropping me.
No way.
Yeah.
No way.
My mom left me.
Hold on, man. You can't just say that. You can't just say that your parents dropped you. Like, no one says that. Whose parents dropped them, bro?
It happened.
Yeah.
It happened.
Got to start somewhere.
I was,
So, wait, were your parents in shape like that? Or was it just...
Nope.
It was just that you weren't in shape at all.
They were in better shape like than the average person back then.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like crazy good shape. It was like they're barely better than the average person.
Wow.
Yeah, I was not the athlete.
But see, you know what's so weird is like people look at me and like they go, okay, he's a bigger guy. Well, he can't really climb. You know, probably gets tired quick. And I surprise people because my fitness is pretty good. Now, once you take the weight off, then you just get faster. But as far as like keeping my heart rate up for a long time and like standing in the pain cave, like I can totally do that. I think I surprise people. So I tell people like, don't judge a book by its cover because, you know, you can see a bigger guy, you know, and he's training with all that weight all the time. He can like handle it if he can keep his heart rate up and like know when to like, you know, make moves and stuff like that. So that's weird that I'm pretty sure you've never been like obese at all. You don't look like, okay. That your parents dropped you. That's pretty funny. And then you're like, my mom left me, and I was just it's just a funny picture, man. That's a funny picture.
I'm like 11. What do you want me to do?
Oh, you're 11.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were in your teens a little bit, like somewhere like in there.
No.
Okay.
So after that, Imeh had already been riding for a while,
Mm-hmm.
and he wanted to go enter his first race. And I was like, oh, okay. Like I didn't know you could race bikes, but this is cool.
Yeah.
So
Oh, that's
it
sick.
was at Benelli again. It was a U.S. Cup race, and we show up, and it was back when like Chris Cakel and Nathan Hickey were like the guys to race.
Okay.
And it was super fun being able to see other kids that want to ride bikes.
Yeah.
So I was like, wow, this is really fun, and it kind of like sparked a little competitive edge inside me, and I was like, man, I wonder if I can get in shape enough to even do a race.
Right.
And after that, I wonder if I could like actually get in shape to like keep up with these guys,
Yeah.
because they were like 3 leagues ahead. I was just like, it's like is like watching heroes do their thing. It was
Right.
like,
Right.
Like there's no way I can do that.
Right.
So, but I wanted to try, so I kept going, and I was like, okay, I want to get in shape, and that was the first thing. So once I got in shape enough to be able to do the uphills,
Yeah.
it made riding bikes a lot easier
Okay.
because I could enjoy the downhills.
Ah.
Yeah, so it was like, okay, I know if I get to the top of this, I have like a 3-minute downhill, and I can completely shred it.
Right.
And that was the kind of inching thing that got me into it. And once we hit the high school league, it was that was a big step up. I mean, he the first race was that at Ville Lake?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, with James Flukop.
Yeah.
And he came into the last corner in first, and it was like 50 meters to the line from there. So I'm like, oh, he's got it.
It was
got
a
it.
straight 180-degree
Yeah,
turn, though.
on like a
I was
hard pack
hauling.
with rocks. So it was just like it's
Why
very
were there
slippery.
rocks there?
Well, it's just like really small things.
Ah.
It wasn't like, okay, if I crash, like I'm gonna cut myself like huge.
Got
It was
you.
just like really small rocks, so
Okay.
it's super slippery.
Okay.
And he crashed.
Oh.
I got second.
Railed it too hard.
But it's all right. It was
I'm
fun.
sorry.
Should have used his brakes a little more.
Yeah. No breaks.
A little bit of brakes. Hashtag
A little bit of brakes. So, so you went down.
Yeah, and he got back up and he fought, but he still got second. But I was like, wow. I mean, it was the first time I'd been to a high school race, and there were
Yeah.
so many kids there.
Yeah.
And I mean, there were hundreds of kids my age that loved riding bikes, loved racing bikes.
Okay.
And it's just a huge community of people that are really positive and always looking to include more people into it.
Right.
So that's why I fell in love with it.
So, quick question. You just said he crashed.
Yeah.
So that means his body went to the ground.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
He got back on his bike and made second place.
It's not like crits where everything's super tight packed into the last second. Mountain biking is very, very split up. So they're
exactly.
they're probably like 30 or 40 seconds ahead of like
The next people.
third place.
Yeah.
That's how
Okay.
it separates.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, who does that? Boom. I'm like, yo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I'm glad you made that clear to me.
Yeah,
'cause
yeah.
I was like, this dude is Superman. Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, so it was like every race we went to was always exciting for me because I'm like, oh man, who's gonna come top dog? And it's just like him and James would battle at every race, and it was super interesting to see. Like, man, like my brother is not only racing this, he's being competitive to win this jersey.
Right.
And it was like the first race that we've seen where they've had a leader's jersey, so it's like this prestigious thing. Everyone looks at the leader's jersey like it's like it's a golden robe. Like
Sure.
it's like ridiculous. And I was like, I wanna get that.
Yeah.
So it was just like small things like that got me into more and more training and getting ready and like seeing, okay, like let's try to get in a little bit more shape. Let's see how much my body can take. And yeah, so after that, I mean, I got into high school and I won all 5 races as a freshman and got second at state. So I was just like, it was that breakout year. I was like, oh my gosh, this is possible.
Sure.
And yeah, it was just amazing. But after that, Imeh moved on to Lux.
Okay.
And it was funny because he only raced 2 road races that year.
Yeah.
And one of them was state championships. And he beat Sean McElroy and like all these big
What?
kids that were like
Sean's a beast, man.
yeah, and
Especially back then.
Yeah, dude.
he was the size of an 18-year-old when he was 10.
Right.
It was ridiculous. So I'm like,
Totally.
dude, how?
Right.
And it was crazy because, I mean, that's his first road race.
I had no idea what I was doing.
He had no idea what
I
he
still
he was
barely know what
racing
I'm
on
doing.
mountain bike pedals.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I didn't know. Yeah.
Yeah,
So.
Whoa.
yeah.
Okay. So the fitness part of it, everyone in SoCal knows who you guys are. Like it's not you guys aren't a secret. I personally witnessed you beat what was that, Barry Wolf, when you time trialed like
Barry Wolf.
With Justin and Dante.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah, I was in good shape at that point. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
He trained for a month dedicated.
Yeah.
And
For
then
that
got
race?
faster than me.
Oh, well, I was going into like national championships for collegiate, and it was the time of the season where it's good to be in shape. So
Right.
yeah.
It was very impressive.
Yeah.
Dude, I looked at my power after it. I was like, that was good
ridiculous.
power, and I don't want to say get lucky, but I had people to kind of share the workload.
Okay.
And it was a good move.
But
Yeah.
who did you have to share the workload
It
with?
was so I caught up to. He's foreign, but he raced around here.
Is he
had
Russian?
Mavic shoes,
No.
like
Base
Turkey.
Bitch Cartel.
No,
Wait, he had a base cartel thing, right?
no.
Or Velo Pasadena.
Yeah, Velo Pasadena. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I don't recall his name,
Okay.
but he was like over where he's from. He's like a really good like track cyclist.
Okay.
Like 4K.
Oh yeah. I know who you're talking about. I don't know his name.
I
but
don't know his. Yeah,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
we're thinking of the same person.
He's like strong.
Yeah,
good
so
at
I
focus.
caught up to him, and then I was like, okay, this is the guy I needed to like get to the end.
Right.
Like before that, I was like 5 minutes by myself, like 400 watts in the aero position. I was just like, come on. They were like I think they were like a minute ahead. I was like,
Yeah, it
this
was a
is
minute.
too far.
Right.
But once I caught up to him, we shared it and we got there. So yeah, that was a good race.
No, it was. I'm gonna tell you from the sidelines. We were just all like, "What is going on?" Because you're gone for like so long, like, and we're just like, "There's no way he's gonna hold this."
Yeah.
Like, there's no way. We're all just like, "No, there's no way. There's no way."
That's
We're all
what I
just-
was thinking.
But
Me and everybody else.
Nah, here's what I said.
Okay.
Everyone everyone that I was with, they're like, I don't know if he's gonna make it. I was like, guys, I know him. He'll
You-
make it.
No, you did say that because I came around. I was with Sarah from Four Socks.
Yeah.
We came around and it was you were standing there. Was Avery was right there.
Yeah.
There was Melissa standing there from Go Fast, and I'm just like, I don't know. We're all like, literally, I lost a bet. Like literally, I lost money. Yeah. Because I was like,
got
there's no
this.
humanly way he's gonna hold this shit, man. I'm like, no way. And he's like, I'm telling you, he's gonna hold it. I'm telling you, he's got this. I'm telling you. And we're all just like, okay. But you know, we didn't want to be like unsupportive or anything.
Yeah, of course.
Me and Sarah was like, he ain't gonna hold it, man.
Yeah, no.
And there you go, man. And I was like, I was so impressed by that because usually, and this is the kind of the thing, I don't know if this is a stigma or whatever you want to call it. Like if you have a person of color and they're usually on a team, they automatically sometimes will just say, hey, he's the sprinter or he's that guy, you know. And you totally showed that day that you were not, that you could be that guy, but you were the other guy as well.
Yeah.
Because they didn't know, okay, you know, how do you defend if you don't know if someone's gonna hold fucking 500 watts for like it's 2 hours? How do you defend that? Like who do you send up the road? Like who are you trying to bring them back so we all sprint, make it a peloton, like a whole like pack finish? Like I was impressed because most people would cave in.
Oh yeah, no. So that's the thing. So when you're doing local races, you're either, if there's a move up the road and you're in the pack, and you, especially when in our scenario when they had like a minute,
right,
and it was all the guys in there. Justin was in there, Dante was in there, Tyler Locke was in there, Leo was in there. Like people were in there. Like
right,
that break is gonna make it.
Right.
But if you know the break's gonna make it, if you don't try your absolute best to bridge across or get across, you're racing for 10th place.
Right.
I'm not racing for 10th place. I'm gonna.
Get
I
$5.
would get last. I would like drop myself out of the peloton, then not go for it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's a mentality of a gladiator.
That's the mentality of someone who's there to win.
Yeah.
That's
Definitely.
like, that's
Yeah.
simple. Like,
Yeah.
like a lot of racers don't understand. I mean, like, the best way I could phrase it is like I'll be in a race, and people will legitimately know that break is gonna stick, and they sit up, and I'm like, if you sit up right now, that is the worst mistake that you can make for today,
right?
Because you know that break is gonna stick, and you're here blocking me,
right?
So I can't go and do it. So that's what happens a lot of times. And I was like, do you want to race for 5th? If you don't want to race for 5th, I recommend you try to get into something with me.
Right.
I'm here to win. I'm not here to get 5th place.
I love that. No, because I'm a Cat 3. I don't know if you know, but even in my short years of racing, and even in the Cat 3, a lot of it starts to separate because you start to see people who are like that have winner mentality, and people who are just out there just to
be in the pack.
Yeah.
Like you said, I'd rather pull myself out the race.
Yeah.
If I know that there's no way, like, I mean, I'm going to finish the race.
Yeah.
But I'm not coming there. I'm not coming there to get third. I'm not coming there to get second, bro. Like,
you're fighting, yeah.
Come on, man.
It's a nail.
Because there was times as a 5 when I first, like literally when I first started racing as a 5, I had no idea. Like literally someone was like, you should race. I'm like, okay, cool. I go to CBR. Literally, I'm late. So I put my pen on, my number on wrong. It's like halfway on, it's backwards, and it's just on the wrong side. I didn't know about lap cards. I didn't know about the bell lap. I didn't know about any of that. So I'm just kind of just riding around in this pack. Like I'm in the front, like pulling and like almost getting dropped. And I'm like, okay, I get back in. I'm just like, what's going on? And then all of a sudden I just see everyone just start going super fast. I'm like, what are you guys doing? And they're like, the race is over. I'm like, well, what happened? They're like, literally, that was my first Cat 5 race experience. I had no one to be like, hey, okay, this is what you can expect. You're going to hear bell lap's going to be one more to the left, or they're going to see lap cards over here to the right, blah, blah, blah. Don't pull as much as you can. Just like kind of be smart. Like none of that. Yeah. So now learning from going from a 5 to a 4, and winning some races and understanding that it's not about strength. I mean, that is a factor, but more importantly, it's more about being smart.
Exactly. Yeah.
And exerting energies at the right places at the right time. And if you can know that and be smart, and as you get up into the 2s and 1s and stuff, like you have more of a team,
aspect.
Yeah. When you're like a fresh 4 or 3, it's kind of like, I mean, you try to say stuff. You're like, we're gonna do this full block, and
It's not work.
it's never worked.
Why'd you attack me?
Right, they're attacking each other. So it's crazy. But I after talking with Justin and talking with Corey and talking with you guys and just talking with guys who are just really good, not in an aspect of, okay, they train all the time. Corey trains a lot, but not the aspect of it, of training, but the fact that when you have a winner's mentality of I'm coming to get first place, I'm coming to walk away with the W, it turns on a whole nother like thing.
Switch.
Yeah. And a lot of people don't have that. They go, oh, if I can just, get like they're happy with top 20s. Like I have friends that, they'll be like, oh man, how'd you do the race? And they'll be like, oh, I got a top 20. Yeah, that's not bad. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, oh yeah, that's really bad. Because if you crashed, okay, or if there was something there was like you couldn't avoid, okay. But I don't know. And then, and a part of me says, everyone's fighting their own battle and they're on the bike for their reason.
Yeah.
Some people are just doing it for fitness. Some people don't care about winning. Some people will like, whatever, trying to impress somebody or, they all have their own reasons. But for me, it's like anytime I'm doing something, even like with no breaks or anything, when I sit down here, I'm trying to kill it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to murder that thing. Like, I don't want it breathing when I'm done. Like, I have to do my best all the time or I'm not going to do it. Like, there's been times when I wanted to do a race or whatever, and then something happened, maybe work or whatever, and I couldn't really train to get ready for that race. I'd rather not race it have gas than get there and make a fool of myself or get there and get in like 45th place or something like that. Like it's not hot to me. It's not hot to me.
I would like take that time and like practice more.
Right.
I'd rather do that, especially if I know like I'm going to race. I'm not in super good shape, but I understand that.
Okay, so quick question: who's faster?
Oh man,
Ama's absolutely faster right now.
Right now.
Yeah.
Right now.
What do you mean? Why do you say that with such confidence?
Well, I haven't really been training that much, and Ama's been training a lot.
Yeah.
So you're faster or he's faster?
He's faster if he trains.
He's faster.
Like aerobically,
right
he can catch up to me aerobically in probably like 3 months if he train.
Yeah.
Probably less.
Maybe
like, he could be faster than me in 3 months.
Okay.
But he can be like the same speed in like 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Ama was hands down a faster sprinter even when I was winning all these races. Ama's he just has more of that muscle fiber in him.
Okay, so he's more of the punch, and then you're more of the hold it, and tire you down, wear you out.
So my favorite courses are like, oh man, like crits that have a ridiculous punch to them. Like if CBR instead of that like little pitch in it, if it was like a 10% grade and like 50 seconds, that would be like my race. Yeah, and like. When we did a lot of traveling, we went to like a whole bunch of different races, and a lot of the times the reasons why I succeeded was because the course was just like, one, they were crits, and two, they were suited for me.
Right.
I mean, they were technical, they were punchy, and no one else can like do that kind of repeatability for an hour and still have that punch at the end.
Okay.
So,
that's why when you sent me you posted up a ride the other day, and you're like, you said you were doing intervals at like 340 or something like that, 340 watts, and then you did like a one last effort at like almost 1,500 watts or something.
Yeah.
And, I always like to joke with you. I'll be like, that power's nothing, but it actually is something. So, I just mess around with it.
In a lot of circles, it's still nothing.
Right. No, I'm just saying, it's all relative, like I was saying.
Yeah.
He was like, he was saying, oh, maybe I can be whatever, something you brought up Justin's name, whatever. And I'm just like, hey, man, it's a power to weight ratio game. It's like, you know how it is. And I'm like, figuring out this guy's a data guy. So he's like, okay, kilojoules and da-da-da, blah, blah, blah. And I'm, I understand power and power to weight ratio, but the kilojoules and all that stuff, and when it gets down to like sustained power and like versus normal, I get lost. I totally get lost. But I think you guys are on a really good path. I like your energy. I think you guys are gonna really kill it. And you know what I really like about the team goal or the vision is not that it's open and it's inclusive of all disciplines. Yeah. It's just like, hey, if you wanna do this, we got a route for you, or we got some advice for you, we got some help for you. If you want to do this, blah, blah, blah. Because most teams, like, as you know, even like with Lux, it's just this. Lux doesn't have a mountain bike team, right?
No.
A few of the guys used to race for Whole Athlete.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they were like the elitist mountain bike team.
Okay.
Too. So it made sense that the kids would be on two of the best teams.
Yeah.
But we're not super sure what's going on with that program. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know if my listeners can hear this. It's raining. It's been raining for about 2 months now. It seems like.
Too long. Yeah, it's hard to get out there.
Oh man, yeah. I'm like, I just brought my rollers out the other day. I hate rollers. Like, it's the worst.
Yeah.
But you got to do it because, like, if you just like not ride for like a week and a half,
You're done.
Oh my God! Don't tell me that. I know, but it's true. It's so bad. You lose fitness so quick. Okay. Some off-topic questions I'm gonna fire at you. No, you too.
Fire round. Yeah.
All right, you ready?
Let's do it.
All right. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. Single?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yes.
Are you single?
No, I have
Oh,
a
he's happily
beautiful
taken.
girlfriend. Her name's Kenya.
Kenya.
Yeah, we're going salsa dancing.
Oh, Kenya, if you read this later, hi, Kenya.
She's gonna see it's gonna be video, so
Yeah.
we got videos here. Oh wait, yeah, it's going. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so Kenya. So really quickly, if I'm asking too much, you can say, "Hey, man,
Okay.
that's enough."
Yeah.
How long have you known her?
So we met spring semester. So spring semester. So it's less than a year for sure.
Okay,
9 months.
9 months.
Yeah.
Okay, have you met her parents?
I have. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
has she met your parent?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. They're all kosher. They're all good with it. Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. So, sorry for your loss, your
Yes.
pops.
Yes.
She did get to meet him though.
No.
She did not. So it's been 9 months.
We weren't like. That's how long I've known her. We haven't been dating 9 months. Yeah.
Got you. So this is still fresh.
Exactly. Yeah, it's different. She didn't get to meet Dad.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
unfortunately.
I almost don't want to go down that road because I don't want to make you guys bummed out.
I would prefer not to. Just
You got it. You got it.
Yeah, I have so much fun memories of my dad, but I don't think that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it. It's a thing. So
Yeah.
yeah. So how about those Cubs?
Is that a baseball?
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't watch.
Did you say is that baseball?
We don't watch, dude. I don't watch any sports.
Yeah, not
You
even
know?
cycling.
Cycling is
Cycling's
hard
Whoa!
to watch.
Okay, my mind is blown.
Yeah,
Cycling is fun for the last like 5 miles.
and that's exactly what I'll watch.
Or like when you're watching Brandon time trial for 4 hours and then get caught in the last 50 meters. That's interesting.
Like, yeah, I'll watch the highlight reels of all the big races because
yeah,
I like watching them attack each other. But it's hard to sit through a 4-hour stage.
I don't have 4 hours a day to sit. I don't have 6 to 7 hours a day
Yeah.
to set aside to watch a bike race.
Yeah.
Wow, that blows my mind. Because I thought for sure you're gonna be like, oh yeah, we watched the tour to this and the da-da-da-da.
Wow, we have life to get on with.
We
We
got-
don't-
But you know what's so weird? I don't feel bad now because I feel this exact same way. It's not that I don't like racing because like when the Tour of California was here, like I went down to the Long Beach stage or whatever.
Yeah.
I was there. I checked it out. You know, saw some friends, kicked it.
yeah.
But like I'm not that guy who's waking up at like 2:45 a.m. to catch the race over in Belgium.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm not
And
gonna do
in
it.
that case, you go to a coffee shop more so for the camaraderie,
Right.
and hang out with other people rather than to watch the event.
Right.
I mean, I think in terms of like watching cycling, I think crits are probably like the most interesting thing because they're
for
super
sure.
short. You can make time for that,
Right.
and it's interesting enough for you to be able to say, I want to watch this by myself if like I can.
Right. Right.
And yeah, I think setting aside 6 to 7 hours a day, you could find something a lot more productive with your time.
Absolutely.
Even if you're retired, like
Right.
you just go hang out with someone. Like,
Right. Start a relationship
Yeah.
or get a hobby or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can
Yeah,
make
so-
birds. I don't know. Make some wooden birds.
Something, whittle something.
Yeah.
Bird watch. Even no, it's
Yeah,
about
you
the
can go
bird
bird
watching is the same as though watching the races though. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, there's
Yeah.
probably no like.
I've seen birds attack each other.
Oh,
That's
just like
That's interesting.
Yeah, just like cyclists.
yeah, but
This one's violent though.
yeah, it's like feathers flying. I've seen
Yeah.
that. It's very
It's a lot
very,
more interesting.
Absolutely. Okay, let's see. I wanted to ask you. That's funny. So quickly, I want to hear about your sponsors. I know the new team. You got new sponsors. I know you guys got to go. You got to go salsa dancing.
We have a little time.
Okay.
Yeah, we got like 45 minutes.
Okay, good. So I want to know about your sponsors and how that came about and who's doing what and all that.
Yeah, so I think the sponsor to start off with would be LEL. I kind of got connected with them through Sharon.
Okay.
Racing for Methods to Winning, and not only that, doing gravel races under the LEL Factory team. It was a fantastic way to meet all the people there. I mean, they're all amazing, and I think that they run their business like I would want to run a business. Like they're there to provide quality and show passion for it.
Right.
And I know businesses that don't provide quality and show passion, or provide quality and don't show passion. And the fact that they have them both, and it's honestly like a community. Like their Wednesday rides where they go to Ironsmith and have the burritos, and then they go out and it's like go ride through the hills, and they're just there to be together.
Right.
That's something that I think is really awesome. Yeah. And I was glad to be able to like find a company that was like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they're doing a lot to support us this year. Sorry Legal, Gavin, he's doing a lot of work to support us, and I'm thankful for that. I kind of got connected with him after Ladera Ranch.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was the race where I was feeling really good. I was getting ready for nationals, and I had been sticking to the training program, getting to sleep on time, making sure I'm eating right, and the legs were just going.
Okay.
And
wait, you did you win that one?
No, I got second to Justin. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a weird day. We ended up getting into a break together. It was just me, him, and this one other guy, and I was feeling good. I was like, okay, we can keep this break. It could probably last until the end of the race. And then the other guy sat up, and so did Justin. So I was like, well, I can't do 40 minutes doing this by myself. So like we ended up sitting up, but we got like $1,000 worth of preems from that.
Oh, I'll take it.
And we were only out for like 5 laps.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a crazy day. They were just offering all this cash, but yeah. So we get into the last couple miles, and I think it was Joey from Pacific Premier. He was off the front, had about 200 to 250 meters on us with 1 lap to go.
Ooh.
And I'm like, okay, I'm feeling fresh. Like, where's Sharon? Let's do this, because I know Sharon was a little tired.
Yeah.
But he wasn't there, so I was like, gosh, what do I do now?
Right.
And I'm banking on Dante and Justin doing something, because they're the ones that have teammates and can actually try to win this thing without blowing each other up. So my dice was on them to do something, because I wasn't going to do anything. Like, if I did anything, I don't have enough of a burst to cover 250 meters and still try to be fresh for the sprint.
Right.
So, I mean, I knew that I'd have the highest chances either riding their wheel or sprinting for second.
Right.
But I wasn't ideal with sprinting for second, so I was kind of antsy. But I was playing the patient game. And I was looking at Justin, I was looking at Dante, and I was like, okay, what's happening? Like, someone go.
Right.
And then Justin's like, Dante, go! And then he just jets off. Literally, I was doing like 700 watts on his wheel for 40 seconds, and he bridged that gap so fast.
Really?
And we came into that last corner, and Ladera, right? Have you raced that?
No, but I've heard.
Yeah.
I've heard. That's why I haven't raced it.
The last corner. I remember the first time I raced it, the last corner, as we were pulling in, someone just completely hit the curb, went straight over the bar. I was like, okay.
Right.
Yeah, this should be interesting.
Right.
But, I mean, I'm more experienced now. I'm like, okay, I know I can rail this corner. I trust these tires. Let's do this.
Right.
So we come into it, and we're doing like 35 into the last corner, and it's single lane road.
Right.
Like you only have so much cornering.
Right.
And I'm like, Dante, you pedal through this corner. Just like, keep it.
Right.
He does it. And I'm like, oh my God. And it was literally like half a mile left, and like things are getting really close.
Yeah.
And Dante shut the gap down by like, it went from 250 meters to 50 meters.
Oh man.
And then from there, it was just Justin was on my wheel.
Right.
And yeah, it was just like full gunning it to the finish line. Yeah.
So did Dante pull off, or you guys like literally just
Dante kept going, but we took different lines. So like I went outside a little bit more, so I gave him space.
Okay.
And Justin kind of tucked in on my slipstream, and then used the crosswind to kind of slingshot.
Wow.
But yeah, it was so interesting. Yeah. Yeah.
You know we can hear you. It's like he's like sponsors.
Yeah. So after the race, I mean, it was super exciting to watch, and Vivian was like, hey, yeah, talk to me a little bit more. I'd like to get involved with you and your brother. You guys seem like really good people.
Right.
So, yeah, I gave him a call later, and we were able to set up the team. with him as a sponsor.
So quick question: when back to the race in this last 100 meters to the finish, you obviously started sprinting. So you out sprinted Dante because he probably was out of gas.
He
was out of gas from closing the gap, which is thankful for you and Justin and everybody else behind you. Okay, so at Justin comes around. So you guys are literally like when he won, what was it by much? Like was it by a bike or?
It was by like half to 3/4 of a bike. Yeah.
Okay.
But the distance was probably 50 meters to when we were fully going at it. Okay. So it was just he came into it he came into the last corner with even more speed than me, so he kind of used that to come around with more momentum.
Yes.
But yeah, he came around fast.
One thing I can say about Justin is that when it's coming around on that last corner, he does not give a fuck. He will go 50 miles an hour, and he will be at 2 degrees holding his wheel.
Yeah.
I don't know how he does it.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if you saw the video of him at
Dana Point probably.
Yes.
Oh, that was crazy.
When he was in the gutter and he had this much room.
Dude.
Yeah. And that's experience. That's just straight up experience. Because
dude,
the amount of coordination you have to have in order to hit that corner just right, because if he's an inch off, he's hitting the barrier. And if he comes in just a little bit faster, he's hitting the
other guy.
Yeah, or the other guy. He's either crashing out or hitting the other guy.
I literally was like, how did you do this? Like, how did this happen? Yeah. Like watching it, but then seeing the actual video from his helmet.
Yeah.
I was just like, I was going like this, watching it, like,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And then I don't know who was that was out in front for a while, and then he just passed him going so fast, like who? Because he, I think he was
Corey's team.
Scott. Well, I think Scott.
No, it was somebody else. It was he was in an orange and white kid or something Okay, but he must have been going into the low 40s at that point.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's uphill. It's a slight uphill, and I was just like, I don't know. That was just crazy to me. Mm-hmm. But yeah. So I'm sorry. Back to sponsors.
But yeah. So
KHS. Oh, it's KMC. Sorry.
Yeah.
KHS on the mind.
You do it, yeah. KHS.
KMC was actually a late ad. David over there was offered to help out the team with some chains, and I've been riding KMC for years.
Me too.
And those gold chains, they last a long time.
Yes.
A long
and they
time.
look good.
Yeah.
And this kid will sprint and he'll break chains.
Yeah.
Or he'll they'll just wear out fast because he does a lot of sprint practice.
Sure.
Yeah,
so he needs a good chain.
I worn through 6 chains this season. So
wow.
Back when I was racing on KMC, I went through maybe one a year.
Wow.
Yeah, and I just it's hard for the chains to take all that torque.
Yeah,
so that's understandable. But KMC, I mean, they're a brand that knows quality.
Yeah, it's so weird because I've been I've been racing for a long time, but I've literally tried every chain. I've tried SRAM chains. I've tried the what are the chains that come in the black box and it comes in different colors?
Oh, the diamond ones.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've tried those, and literally I have two of those. I rode 2 times, and they're just still in my closet.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It just seems like when I got on the gold chains, it's a KMC, right?
Yeah.
Gold,
Yeah. I was like, yo, they were smooth. Mm-hmm. They didn't wear out. They looked good.
Yeah.
And I was just like, okay, so I actually haven't used any other chain besides them in the last year.
Yeah.
And I ride a lot. I mean, for a guy that's not training to be a pro or anything.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm 250, almost 300 miles a week.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's really good.
Right. And then I'm like, how am I not wearing out chains? And it's just they just stand up to it. So
Yeah. And I mean, silky smooth and
man, they look good, especially right when you clean them and they just pop, right, and
they got that sparkle.
Oh man, yeah. So I'm thinking about getting a mountain bike. What brand do you think is the best, that makes the best mountain bike out there?
Oh man, the thing about mountain biking, the geometry makes a difference.
Okay.
And every rider rides different.
Okay.
So every bike is gonna fit every rider differently.
Okay.
I mean, the Cannondales are pretty relaxed in their fits. BMC is very stand up, and Specialized is kind of in between, but more on the aggressive side. I think for like a short track X series, I'd roll with a Specialized stump jumper or Epics now.
Well, it depends on what you're trying to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you trying to do like endurance rides?
Me, yeah.
Yeah. So I'd probably go with like a full suspension, something that can like take some of the bumps.
27 or 29?
29,
you're
yeah.
a big guy.
I'd like
Alright.
a 20. I like 29.
Me, yeah, because
Yeah.
I test rode a stump jumper and I loved it. I've only been mountain biking maybe 4 times.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, yeah, and I loved it. But then I felt like the bike was a little too small for me because I feel like I'm an extra large because I'm like almost 6'2".
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, and I like to feel like, I don't know, I like to feel stretched out
Yeah,
just a
I
little
feel like
bit.
that's like the road bikes. You need a little bit longer because that's what the road bike can kind
Yeah.
of push you
Yeah.
out a little bit further.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that would make sense.
Right.
Yeah. But for mountain biking, you typically want it a little bit closer, just because the handling's a lot better.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
a lot sharper when you have it up close.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Mhm.
The longer
Oh.
the stem, the longer
Yeah.
it takes to get your actions through the bike.
I'm still learning though. I came to it was a small like creek, right? And I'm like, it's all about momentum and like looking down, choosing your lines before you actually get there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to
kinda
look ahead.
Yeah, you gotta look ahead. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm going across the stream and like I'm having to deal with this fork in the road mentally that I come to all the time, where my road mentality kicks in, and it's like, dude, you can't roll over this. Like,
Yeah.
and then like that split second of thinking that maybe I shouldn't is like that split second. Like, so literally what happens is I'm going down. It's like a little descent, nothing huge. And the creek is maybe, I don't know, maybe 8 feet, but you can see the bottom. It's just no big deal.
Yeah.
It's not like a raging water or anything. I'm just like, boom. So I go through and then I'm like, oh, should I keep going? It's like the whole road thing pops in. And I come out and I put my foot down in the water. It's ice cold.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, damn. So I'm trying. Then I'm in the wrong gear.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh man. So I gotta unclip out the other one and then like get in the wrong gear. So then I put my other foot in the ice cold water.
Yeah.
No one likes that.
No one likes it.
Yeah.
It's just not good. It's
Yeah.
not good. So I'm just learning. How to kind of anticipate. A friend of mine took me. Have you done Cherry Canyon?
A long time ago.
Okay.
Yeah, a long time ago.
So I did Cherry Canyon, and I'm just like there's some single track there where it gets kind of like fast, and he's like, yeah, it's come this way. He's on a gravel bike, so he's done this route a million times, and I have not. So like, there's these, how it is, man. You make a corner and you turn around and it's like
Super steep.
Yeah.
yeah, and he didn't tell me.
Yeah.
Like he didn't say, "Hey, right." See
Come
that
on,
noise
guy,
you
that's
made?
not a friend.
Right. You hear this, We Don't? His name is We Don't. That's right. You're not a friend. So he totally I'm just going. And, I'm okay. Like I didn't wipe out anything, but
Yeah.
it was just like you have to. You cannot. It's not like when you're on road. Okay, so like when you're descending like GMR or something, you can kind of take it a little faster because you know it's not going to be that much of a dramatic turn that's coming up because cars have to do it.
Cars have to do it.
Yeah, so like when you're on this mountain bike trail, it's just like,
free for all.
oh my God, dude. It's like literally you can have a trail and it can just go this way up like 26% and like
Yeah.
you don't know.
Yeah.
So I'm having to like really get in the rhythm of just like don't go too fast. Like if you're gonna
first time around, yeah.
right, just chill.
yeah.
But if you're going with someone, let them know, hey man, tell me what's coming up, so
No,
so I
you're
can be
right.
prepared for that,
I like
man.
they should know beforehand. Maybe I should let them know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so weird. I was just like, oh, this is horrible. And then then you get those points where you're just like, I can take this. And then, my first mistake was thinking that it's like a road bike. So I need to get up this hill. So I get out the saddle and I start sprinting. Wrong. Okay. So my back wheel is just like sliding
everywhere, yeah.
yeah, fucking everything's just going everywhere. So then I just learned like, all right, get in your smallest gear, keep your weight back on the back wheel and just kind of spin, man.
Yeah.
Lean forward, just spin. And then once I started to really get to, practiced those things, I was just kind of like, okay, this is actually fun. This is actually a lot of fun.
Once you get used to it, the more you get used to it, the more fun you can have.
Exactly.
Yeah. Because I mean, it doesn't stop just there. I mean, you can start to hit other trails, and you can start to like do more adventurous single tracks and like hit different kinds of terrain. And once you hit different kinds of sand, you realize, okay, this one has a lot more traction.
Yeah, I know.
I can really rail this.
Right,
and like even right now it's raining.
Yeah.
But give it a week,
Oh, yeah.
people are gonna be shredding these trails because the dirt is gonna be so sticky and tacky. It's gonna be awesome. Yeah.
Okay, that's what they mean.
So that's hero dirt. That's what hero dirt is. Yeah.
Yeah, because they were talking about it, like all the different types of dirt, and like after it raining, like, and I would think as being a new mountain biker, like, you don't want it to rain and then it's like all muddy or whatever. But I guess after it
there's
settles
different
in,
kinds of terrain. So like some will stick to your bike and make it absolutely horrendous.
Okay.
But some terrain handles it very well.
Okay.
And like you can ride over it, it won't stick to your bike, it won't do any of that, and you can it'll still hold its traction.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
But every terrain has its limits. But
Okay.
yeah, that's stuff that you learn the more you ride.
All right. So quick question: if you only could ride one bike for the rest of your life, what would it be?